officially live. Welcome everybody. So let's do a little bit of a check-in in. You should be able to chat. And I should be able to see it. So if you are here, welcome. Let me know that you are here. I don't think I can actually start the chat. So if you are here, and if you are able to see the chat box, let me know you're here. It's a little bit different than Facebook. I don't think I can actually type in the chat, or at least type in the chat first. Oh, welcome. Hi, Adrian. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I guess I don't see that option for me. It's a little bit different, obviously, from Facebook. So I'm giving this a go just because YouTube may be a little bit more accessible to those that aren't on Facebook or aren't on my private page, private group. And so I've been guided to just stretch it out a little bit more. So welcome, welcome if you are here. You're welcome to say hi. You're welcome to greet. Hi. Oh, hi, Liv. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for letting me know who you are. We're going to be using this platform. I will be using this platform for this particular class, and then we'll just go with the flow, as always. But I'm glad that I'm able to at least see the comments. I don't think I can actually put comments on the chat like I am on Facebook. So we'll just have to play with that or see how that goes. I mean, I didn't used to. I don't put a lot of comments anyway. I know I have in the past for like spelling purposes, and so I guess that may not be an option. Oh yes, thank you so much for both of you too. Both of you. We will. I will just wait a few more minutes to see who else shows up. Sorry, got a little tongue twist there. I am going through an expansion process right now, so it's been interesting. Very, very. It feels very, very high. Not as much as I was yesterday, but you do get those feelings where you're really, really high, really, really expanded, and everything's just kind of like you're just kind of floating. So that's still part of what's going on right now. Through it was actually through, I finally got to my little local health store and got myself a little nervous support supplement. And it's interesting, the usual one that I usually take wasn't available, and so I bought another one. And I have taken this one before, but just like the first time I took it, that actually activated very intensely my Merkaba, and so it's not as intense this time around, but it is it still has the effect. So anyways, if it just everything aligns because we're talking about multidimensionality and our multidimensional light bodies, and so it's perfect. However, I might need to just talk a little bit slower. And in fact, as we wait, let's just connect. So if you are able to close your eyes, if not, that's okay too. But we're going to take a conscious breath. And another one. And just allowing more of your body to receive this light. Opening up your chest, your stomach, your womb space, your root space, your whole entire body. Relaxing your shoulders, relaxing your face muscles, relaxing your hands and arms. Breathing more light, and if there is a specific part of your body that needs more light, also allow that. If you just joined us, welcome. Let us know if you're here. We'd love to say hi. We are definitely going through a huge expansion. Tons of roller coaster rides for sure. Yes, yes. Good to see. Good to hear that actually. Because everything supports. And so just keep breathing, just keep allowing, just keep relaxing deeper and deeper into your light body. Letting more light come through you. Allowing yourself to connect a little bit deeper and sense a little bit more of your light body. Remember that it's normal to feel and sense even those things are a little bit uncomfortable, and even the pain that may arise. Beautiful. Thank you for connecting with me. Remember that you always have this really powerful tool at your disposal. And in fact, it is meant to always be utilized in every way, in deeper ways, and throughout whatever you're going through. It will always be one of the most powerful things to do. So thank you again. So we'll get started. This is going to be the first part of this new class, my multidimensional light body. And we're going to go through a couple of the basics, but you guys know that everything that we talk about and everything just goes like a million directions. So I definitely want to have a space for you guys to share any of your recent experiences, what you guys have been going through, what you guys have been experiencing, because it all ties into everything, and it all ties into the LightBody, what's going on with the LightBody. I will also be doing some writings, and so if you guys would like to receive those writings, I will be doing them. Well, okay. I'm going to be doing them on Facebook, in the Facebook event page, possibly the Facebook group, but I want to keep it to probably just a Facebook page for now, the event page for now, event page. And if you are watching on YouTube and you do not have a Facebook, then I will be possibly adding some. Oh, Patreon. I will be sharing them on Patreon too, for everyone to see. Yes, I forgot about Patreon. Sorry. So Patreon, yes, I will be sharing those on Patreon for this week's course. Okay, so I will be putting the link. I don't have, again, I don't know if I can. I don't think I can. I don't think I can add to the chat, which is kind of a bummer, but it's okay. We'll go with the flow. Oh yeah, absolutely. You're not no problem at all. You're welcome to share what you are guided to, what feels comfortable for you. Totally cool. So, excuse me. So I'm going to start with the basics, guys. It always feels really supportive for me to touch on what the light body is, and then we'll talk about multidimensionality, and what that is and how it pertains to the body. So the light body, your light body, is a physical light, a physical body, the physical body of light, basically. It is a physical body, or it is part of your physical body. It is your physical body that is connected to your light, that is connected to your higher self. So it's not just etheric, it's not just energetic. This is physical. Okay. When we think about light, we think more of the energy of it. But light is physical. You are the physical representation of light, incarnated in a physical body. Okay? And with the physical body, it will come with physical sensations. It will come with physical experiences. And it's super important to remember that. You're going to feel a lot of things because you are meant to feel them, because this is how you grow in consciousness. This is how you expand. So everything that you are going to, I say everything, I'll say this. A lot of the things that are going to continue to occur in the body are going to be physical, and you're going to sense them in whatever way, whatever form that may occur for you. And so allowing yourself to open up to the different sensations, the different experiences that you're going to be having is super, super, super important for every single one of us. When we talk about when we talk about multidimensional, okay, so we understand more or less this concept of like layers, layers of dimensions, right? You are experiencing, you've always been experiencing this, by the way, but we haven't been conscious of it. So we've been experiencing and living through a multi-level dimensional existence where so many things are happening, right? So many things are occurring, and yet because of our disconnect, because of our separation, because of our state of consciousness, we haven't been fully aware. We haven't truly believed. We really haven't been that open to this, right? But that doesn't mean that it's not happening, and it doesn't mean that it's not happening just because you don't believe or you don't understand any of this. It's all energetically happening at some level. Okay. Now, what's happening is we are becoming a little bit more aware of this, or becoming a little bit more open to this. We're starting to feel and sense and remember and see so many things that we probably didn't get to see before, or didn't quite see at the level that we're seeing, or feeling at the level we're feeling things. Okay. And so every single person has been activated to this. Every single body has been activating more intensely, more powerfully. And I will just say maybe since 2020, with everything that has happened. And it will continue to grow. No matter what you sense, no matter how you perceive or what you perceive in other people's realities and other people's lives, it doesn't matter. It's happening. And so with the light body, in fact, the light body is already multidimensional. But for whatever reason, I'm calling this class, my multidimensional light body. I read something, I don't know, maybe not too long ago. Not too long ago for me is like a couple years. That I really liked. I don't know who wrote this. I apologize. Don't remember. But it was a very neat, simple, basic way of describing multidimensionality in the body. And so when we talk about multi-dimensions, like the word says or implies, you are experiencing more than one dimension at once, which means that there's a different thing that's happening in every dimension, right? And so the way that this person explained it was, your body is multidimensional because there's so many different functions, processes happening at the same time, right? So we have the stomach processing food. We have the liver, right? Processing, I want to say it's sugars. Don't quote me. We have the heart pumping blood, right? We have the kidneys doing their own processes, right? Clearing and cleansing. So you have all of these different organs in the body working through and working to do different functions in the body. So that is that was a really, I felt it was a very neat, very like basic way to explain how the body is already multidimensional, multifaceted, right? Because it's doing multiple things at once, right? Simultaneously. Thank you. It's like the information came through, but I was like, started to think, and that's what created the doubt. So thank you for that, Livia. So the body's already this, right? The body's already doing so many different things. The body's already working through so many different processes. This isn't new. And so now, again, it's like, oh, we're becoming more aware, right? We're becoming more conscious. What's happening though, kind of the added layer now, is that energetically we are going through quite extensive, quite complex, quite intense process of clearing so many different layers of dimensions, which tie into aspect, which tie into parallel realities. I'm going to call parallel, I'm going to refer to past lives as parallel realities, because when we refer to the past, when we talk about past, we automatically think that it's not happening now, that it was happening in a different, like, before. And yet energy, within the realm of energy and within the realm of consciousness, everything is simultaneously happening right now. Time dissolves, right? And so everything is occurring at some level right now. So this is why I'm gonna refer to past as more of parallel lives, parallel realities, parallel timelines. I mentioned aspects, multiple realities, multiple timelines. All of these different things are being cleared through the light body. Okay, so there's so much happening, and there's so many things that are being activated through this kind of new in-depth layer of clearing, in-depth, more deeper level of cleansing within the physical body that we're all experiencing. And part of what I also wanted to open up in this kind of first class together is anything that is anything that comes through, anything that you're sensing, anything that you're feeling that doesn't make any linear logical sense, which, by the way, that's just a very normal part of this process, right? Within the realm and scope of the ascension process, it's not going to make any linear logical sense ever, right? There's going to be a lot of different things that happen that just kind of come in and out. Hold on. Sorry. There's going to be a lot of things that literally just come in and go. All of a sudden, this pain, all of a sudden, this sensation comes in, and the more that you open up to it, all of a sudden you're going to be like, oh, it's gone. Oh, it's, you know, Not feeling that anymore. Hold on. Sorry about that. And so again, this is a really normal part of this process. Is all right. Um, there's going to be a lot of things like that where it just comes in and comes out. Um, to just open up to just release, to just embrace, to honor, to surrender. Taking those conscious breaths, taking those deep, and even if you cannot fully do those deep breaths, because there will be a lot of new sensations and things shifting within your respiratory system, within your lungs, as long as you're conscious of your breath, right? As long as you stay conscious to your breathing, it's going to support you. When we talk about the pain, I know some people have been sharing this, have been experiencing this, different sensations, physical sensations that include physical pain, that include physical discomfort. And I know I talked a little bit about this before, but there's a lot of things happening that we're not conscious of. There's a lot of things that are very like multi-dimensional, multi-layered, that are happening. So you, as energy being, as an energetic being, are always existing energetically in other in other realms and in other dimensions. And you may also be experiencing or feeling that physically in your body, even if you are not physically going through that experience in this particular body. And what do I mean by that? I mean that there's kind of this overlay that's happening at a deeper level, where you are your consciousness that is in this other dimension, or in this other existence, or in this other parallel reality, may be going through this particular experience that it is kind of seeping through, and you're physically experiencing it in this particular body, if that makes a little bit more sense. So I'll dive a little bit deeper into that. Um, my lower back is out for my lower back has been out for 6 months. It feels like my core is weak. I've been working through deep family programs, shame, betrayal, abandonment, rejection. Been flooded with negative thoughts again. Okay. Um, and these are just lower dimensional, lower states of consciousness frequencies, right? It all serves a purpose. And I just want to open you up to that. When we talk about the lower back, when we talk about spine, when we talk about that region of the body is so huge for every single one of us. I do feel like at some level, everyone is going to be experiencing and feeling a lot of things in that particular area. I talked a little bit about this. I don't remember when, last call. And that really, that opened up for me too. And it actually came in and out for years. So, and I had different experiences with it too. So you will experience longer trajectory with different parts of the body than with than with other parts of the body. It just depends on what you're working through. It depends on what you chose to experience here too. Like there's a whole bunch of different things. However, when we talk about the lower back and lower back, hip area, sciatic area, all of that, there's a lot there because it's the root. We're touching in the realm of the root center, right? All of these fear programs, all of our lack programs, money, sex, finance, all of these different things are so heavy, right? They're so dense, they're so distorted. And there's a lot of that in that part of the body. And so there's going to be a lot of different things that need to be cleared, that need to be released, right? There's going to be a lot of things that, just that are going to, that we're going to feel. And when I went through that process, it took months. I don't remember exactly like how long, but it took months for me to go through the deep end of that clearing. So 6 months is actually not that stretched out. Like it's not that like, oh my God, that's too long. It's actually a pretty long process. Again, I don't remember exactly like how long it took for me to reach a level where like it cleared to where it wasn't like a chronic thing, because it started to become like a chronic thing where it was just like, oh, it would get better, but then it would come back. I would get a little better, but then it would come back. And I know that I've shared, before that at the very beginning when this happened, my lower back just completely gave out and I couldn't walk. So there's going to be a lot of different things and a lot of different experiences for all of us, right? To just open up to, right, to continue to honor and allow. I Yes, definitely. And it started the moment I asked the universe to clear what area, that area out, that particular area out. Well, and that's great, right? The universe is supporting you. The universe has heard, right? The universe is your universe, your light body as a universe is supporting you. Okay? When we talk about support, the levels of support, it's not going to be like our linear mind perceives, right? Our linear mind doesn't like to feel, um, doesn't want to experience pain, doesn't want to experience discomfort. So your linear mind is not able to process how it's supportive. How is this experience supportive, right? Oh my God, I'm in this pain, or I'm experiencing this, or things are changing so fast. It cannot process that as being supportive. And so really start to open up to this and really start to feel this, because your linear mind will never see this as support. Therefore, it will continue to complain. It will continue to right, complain, or stay in this like anger mode, or continue to think that this is, you know, a disadvantage, or an inconvenience, or whatever the case may be. This is just normal. It's important to become aware of, oh yeah, my little, inner child, little ego is just really not happy, does not like this process, does not believe, does not, whatever, doesn't trust. And it's a really normal, it's a normality within that aspect, right? Within the realms of, within this separated aspect, to just open up to. The level of support that the light body soul light receives will include a little bit of discomfort, right? Will include a little bit of pain. It will be, it will not be, rather, it will not be the kind, the, oh, I'm not going to feel anything kind of support that the linear ego mind would like to receive, right? This is all about becoming more conscious. And through consciousness, there is a physical clearing that needs to occur in order to expand more, in order to anchor more light. There is a physical process to this. And so you're going to physically sense this in many, many, many different ways. There's a lot of things that are happening that may think it's this, right? We may think, oh my God, this is happening. Oh my God, this isn't good. Oh my God, this is, whatever the case may be. It may be aligned with medical condition, this thing or this other thing, okay? And the biggest thing is to open up because, and I mentioned this to someone just not too long ago, there will never be just one explanation to what's happening. There will never be just one thing that's happening in your body. It will never be just this one thing, one label, one reason, one purpose. It's going to be so many things, which is part of the multidimensional, becoming multidimensional. It's part of the body being multidimensional. That there is never just one thing happening to your physical light body. So when there is something that's happening, okay, that aligns with, this medical thing, right? Take this as, okay, this is happening within my third dimensional level of consciousness. Okay. Can I open up a little bit more to what's happening in my 4D reality, fourth dimensional physical light body? Okay, and then you go even further and we start to open up to, all right, in the fifth dimension, what is happening to my body? What is happening at a higher dimension here? And you're going to start to open up to new realms. You're going to start to open up to new things, new realities, new dimensions, new consciousness, new purposes, newness, a lot of new things that are going to happen, that are simultaneously happening. Okay, the reason we get in this fear, we get into this, whatever, doubt or distrust is because we're only seeing things from one lens. Okay, and this is normal for us. We have been seeing things from like uni-level, like one-dimensional aspect. So it's only been, there's only been one reason, or there's only been one, right, like one label. And the body does not function like that. It never has. It's just that we didn't know any better, right? This is what we're taught. This is the normality of this 3D conscious world, etc. Right? And so allowing yourself to open up and start connecting to your multidimensional light body so that you can start to open up to what else. Open yourself up to what else. What else is happening? What else is going on? How else can I perceive this? Right? How else can I look at this? Right? How else can I open up to more? Okay. And there was someone that had mentioned this also not too long ago, where this person's asking to know more, asking to receive more information, and there isn't anything that perceivable coming through, and it's okay. Okay, you may not be able to perceive right away the information that's coming through. You may not be able to perceive and get this clear answer or get all this information coming through. You're just because you're not perceiving it doesn't mean that you're not receiving it. It doesn't mean that it's not being activated. The information is not being activated, because it is. Okay. It's just that there may be some like lag time, right? You may not be receiving it right away. You may need to allow a little bit more time to just sit in that silence, to just sit in that stillness with your body. Breathe more light. And, for a lot of us, this is normal. Again, the linear mind ego gets very impatient, right? The linear mind ego wants answers right now. The ego linear mind not only wants answers right now, but it wants specific answers. This specific answer that aligns to its beliefs and its mentalities and its old 3D structures, right? And so a lot of the times you may not be receiving or perceiving the information because at some level it's not going to align to what your linear mind believes or perceives. So there may be a moment where your light body is like, well, before you get this information or perceive this information, there's going to be layers of ego aspects inside of you that need to be dissolved, right? And so remember that linear time is not anymore what it used to. It's not a energetically, right? It's something that keeps us bound to the old, and it could just keep us in this like, okay, when is this going to happen? When am I going to receive this? When is this? When is that? And it closes you up. It closes your body, it closes your perceptions, it closes your senses, and it's not as supportive. And so just opening up to that, right? Opening up to, it's okay. Can I just be with my body in this silence, in this stillness, and just breathe more light? Because that will always be enough, by the way. Hold on. Let me do a little bit of move here. That will always be enough. Always. Always, always, always. Thank you. That will always, always, always be very supportive. The information may take a little bit longer to process for you to perceive it in the way that makes a little bit of sense, right? And so continue to breathe, continue to open up, continue to let go, which is a huge process for all of us. It's kind of like this never-ending process as well, because we have so many chords, so many different aspects that are in this holding on, right? Hanging on to dear life, all of these different things. And the moment that you allow yourself to take that conscious breath is the moment that you allow your body to just open up a little bit more and a little bit more and let go and release and surrender. Right? So, again, opening up to this being now more than ever, and it will continue to be this way, very multifaceted, multi-dimensional. Okay? Just because you're sitting down, right, or laying down, or doing whatever it is that you're doing, doesn't mean that it's the only thing that you're doing. Doesn't mean that it's the only thing that's happening, right? There is so many things that are happening, so many things that are going on right now. We are in a very deep accelerated phase, very deep accelerated process right now to just open up to and just allow. Part of what's happening, we can kind of see multidimensionally in like the different realms that exist in our physical world, is there's so many different things that are being cleared within our bodies that tie into old timelines that have been occurring, like are still occurring, that aren't fully aligned, that aren't the highest, that aren't light based, right? And our bodies are feeling it. Our bodies are sensing it. Your energy body and physical body carries the density of all of these other existences, experiences, realities, aspects that created something, that allowed something, okay, within other dimensions, within other realities that haven't been fully processed and haven't been fully resolved. That's part of the density that the carbon-based body carries. It is carrying all of the heaviness and unresolved things that we experienced not only in this body, but in every other one that we have lived in, lived as, that are still living as, at some level. And so I'm bringing this just to kind of open you up also, and continue to open you up to, this is massive. This is a big process. Okay? It doesn't matter how many other existences you connected to. It doesn't matter how many other existences you've remembered. It doesn't matter how many other aspects, bodies, like that doesn't matter. Okay? You will gain a little bit more consciousness. You will gain a little bit more consciousness as you flow, right? As you continue to open up. And so yeah, there's a lot in the body. There's a lot of density. It's not just in this, it's not just from this existence. It's not just from this body, right? Which is, it adds to the intensity. Because when you're going through physical body ascension, which at some level we all are, this is why it gets intense, because you are clearing the physical density that pertains, that is connected to all of these other realities, aspects, parallel lives that haven't been fully resolved, that haven't been fully processed, and that haven't been fully released, which is why you're still carrying them in your body. And this is kind of how it works right now, right? We incarnate in physical form with the density of all of these other existences, so that in this body we can clear all of them. Okay, so your soul already agrees to this. Your soul already knows, okay, I'm gonna need to carry all of this baggage and all of this whatever in this physical body from all of these different existences that I haven't resolved yet, so that I can clear them. Okay, part of the reason why this human experience can be so intense is because of that reason. Because you, as it as as we know, or as like as of right now, this physical body is, I don't want to say the only one, don't quote me because I'm not too sure, but it's the body that is capable, or the experience, this human experience, is the one that can clear all of these quote unquote past stuff. And with that, there comes a lot of density, there comes a lot of karma, there comes a lot of everything, which is why it's so dense and heavy here, because we're carrying so much. Every carbon-based body is capable of care, or as things have evolved, things have gotten a little bit heavier. Excuse me. The carbon-based body has been programmed to carry an enormously big, an enormous amount of density, enormous amount of separation, darkness. And so we've hit kind of a point, a threshold, a whatever you want to call it, where that's it, right? The body can no longer sustain this. The body can no longer continue like this, right? The world that's created through our body cannot continue to like deteriorate and continue to just continue to deteriorate and continue to not honor life. So at some level, we've collectively agreed and we've collectively said, that's it, right? No more. We're done. So what's happening now is all of that, all of the density, all the heaviness, all the darkness, all the separation that we've been carrying for eons and however long we have, is now being cleared. And a lot of that process entails, kind of seeing it in our external, but more importantly, feeling it, right? More importantly, sensing it with all of your senses, with your whole entire body, so that your body can break out of those old programs and can allow the new ones to come through. So again, it's not, and this is part of the reason why it's like, and I continue to share, this is this is not overnight, right? This is not a 1 month, 1 year even. This whole decade is huge because there's so many pieces to this. There's so many aspects inside. There's so many things to sense, to feel, right? To allow the body to resolve. And so it does get a little bit more intense. And that's part of the acceleration though. So really open up to this. When you're going through an intensity, intense pain, intense discomfort, intense whatever the case may be, this is part of an acceleration. This is part of moving through tons of layers a little bit faster. This is part of this quickening, right? Quickening this process, and also part of what pushes us into having no choice but surrender, having no choice but to allow, having no choice but to just be, which is not comfortable for the ego. This is not what the ego likes. This is not what the ego wants. The ego, linear head mind, just wants to perpetuate the old, wants to keep on holding on, wants to keep controlling, wants to continue to make sense of all of this. But when you get pushed past your limit, when you get pushed into that really deep, intensity and discomfort, you get to levels where you have no choice but to breathe. You have no choice but to allow. You have no choice but to rest and sleep all day if you need to sometimes. You have no choice. And that's a really important space to get to. Right? The exhausted phase, again, all of these different intense experiences push you into, that's it, I'm done, no more. I open up, I surrender, I let go, whatever the case may be. There's going to be a lot of emotions, of course, that come with that, a lot of emotions to open up to, a lot of emotions to just allow. There's going to be a lot of different things. And so just allowing that, right? Just opening yourself up to that. Super, super normal. You're not the only one going through this. More and more and more people that haven't fully awakened or haven't had spiritual awakening like we have, or some of us have, are also going through this, which is huge. It's massive. And it supports in so many different ways. these are all, and I mentioned this before and somebody reminded me, these are all reminders. These are all things to keep yourself reminding you. And the other day, I don't know when it was, I said, write these down. Allow yourself to keep a list of things to remember, okay? Because it's so easy to forget. It's so easy to go back to the old ways. It's so easy to go back to our old ways of thinking, old thoughts, right? Somebody mentioned old thoughts. Maybe you mentioned old thoughts are coming back. Okay. You are reaching a new level. When things come up again, things resurface, they're resurfacing from a deeper level of yourself, from a deeper level inside that you are now accessing. Okay. This is always going to be a normal part of the process. This is always going to be part of the process. You're going to continue to work through certain themes that you have depending on what your chosen experience was. However, like for all of us, we all have lack, an enormous amount of lack of self-belief, lack of self-trust, lack of whatever the case may be. So we will all go through, layers and layers and layers of that. Allowing yourself to let go of, I'm doing something wrong, the self-punish, letting go of the perception that I'm only going to, like, this only happens once. Letting go of, oh, once I clear this, that's it. I'm never going to have to deal with that again. Remember, this is multi-layered. So there's always going to be a deeper layer of you to access, which may bring even more stuff, more heaviness, more of, again, the lower states of consciousness, the ego aspects. There's going to be more. Breathe, right? Breathe through it. This is very normal. This is just how things are right now and how things work. The more you kind of like settle into, okay, this is just a normal part of this process, the more you're going to be able to embrace it, right? The more you're going to be able to like just go with the flow. Oh, okay, here we go. Another layer, a deeper layer. We're going deeper. Yes, I'm ready. When you go deeper inside and when all of these things resurface, it's because at some level you've reached a new level of awareness that has awareness. What the word that's coming through is like, you are ready. You've reached a new level of ready. You've reached a new level of like, oh, okay, I'm going to go deeper. There's going to be stuff there. Okay. Just know that and remember that there's going to be stuff there. There's going to be emotions, deeper emotions, more heaviness. There's going to be a little bit more of that. And how can I say this? Okay, so the body, the light body, because it's multidimensional, right? There's going to be, so let me just say this. Part of the physical clearing, the physical intensity that we're going is because we're reaching we're reaching into these cells. We're reaching deeper into the cells. We're going through cellular cleansings, excuse me, and then we go deeper into the atoms and then DNA. Okay. And this is all done through your light body. Okay. This is not done through your linear mind consciousness. As you reach this phase where cellular cleansing, the cells have been cleared, gonna ballpark it here like 50% or more. Your whole light body becomes like a completely new, different body. Okay. There's going to be kind of like a shift where you're going to feel the intensity of things, but energetically, well, and this is what's been, that's technically speaking, this is what's been happening. Even though you're physically feeling it in your body, it doesn't mean that you are, something physical is wrong, right? The reason why we're feeling so many things, and some of you guys can attest that, you go to the doctor or you go, get checked and there's really nothing, is because your physical body is not being affected, even though you're physically sensing it. Okay. The emotional body, the mental body, and the energy body are now becoming more physical. You are connecting more with them, and so you may have a physical sensation, but it doesn't mean that you are physically going through something that it doesn't mean that something's physically wrong, for just to put it into like plain words. So it will continue to be this way. Now, this doesn't mean that, kind of going back to what I mentioned earlier, it doesn't mean that if you're going through something physical, you won't find a label to it, right? There will be some of us, or in some cases, where it's like, oh yeah, this matches this medical condition, and so it's going to be this. Okay. There are going to be some things that you may be like, oh my God, I'm feeling this way. Maybe I have this, or maybe I have that. Okay. However, the more that you open up to the process, the more that you open up to all of these different things and layers of things that are happening in the body, the more you're going to support your body, so that it's almost like, so that doesn't physically get worse, in a way. Like, you want to continually stay wide open, stay in your breath, stay in your conscious breathing, so that your light body can do what it needs to do within the time frame it needs to do it, so that things don't escalate, so things don't get super imbalanced, and then we start to get into so that we don't allow more fear to enter into the body, or fear to take over. Fear will be activated. Okay, and I know a lot of you guys have shared this. It's like, oh my God, this is happening to my body. All of these fear perceptions come in. All of these fear beliefs come in. What if it's this? What if it's that? What if I stay like this? What if all of these different things, right? That's part of your light body activating all of your fears so that they can be cleared. Okay, so one of the most important things is to allow all of these fear-based energies to come up, fear-based lower frequencies to come up, so that your body can clear them. Like, your body's already in this clearing mode, deep, deep, deep clearing mode. It's almost like, a washing machine. When you turn it on, like the washing machine starts to run. All you have to do is just keep throwing, keep putting, things, becoming conscious of things that are dirty, so that so that you can put them in the washing machine, so that they can be cleared. Consciousness opens up the door so that you can let things out. You becoming conscious of, oh yeah, these things are coming up, these thoughts, these emotions, open up so that you can allow those energies to just flow through. Just open up. Let, so that you can allow those energies to just be sucked by your light, so that your light can clear, cleanse, dissolve, whatever it needs to do. So this is happening all the time, by the way. There's more light coming through the planet, right? There's more light being activated within us, within our light body. And so this is always going to be accessible to every single one of us. I mean, it always has been, but now it's like a little bit more, right? And so allowing yourself to breathe more light, allow yourself to connect to more aspects of your light, so that you can start to let all of these thoughts, all of these emotions, all of these lower vibrational frequencies like get sucked. It's kind of like a vacuum cleaner, right? The vacuum cleaner sucks all the dust, the dirt, whatever the case, on the carpet. If you're holding on to the dirt, I mean, the dirt might be a little bit not as great an example, but if you're holding on to something that the vacuum cleaner is trying to suck or trying to clean, it's going to be a little bit harder, right? The more that you open up to all of these things that are coming up for you, the easier it is for your light to work as the vacuum cleaner and clean all of these things up, right? This is this is a huge part of the multidimensional body. That it's always doing this. It's always on, right? Your light body is always ready to clear. It's always ready to cleanse. It's always ready to dissolve. That's its main job. Well, I'll just say that for now. Within this physical body, because it knows just how much density there is. So your light body is never on a break, right? Like your light body never really rests. Like it's always conscious, it's always aware, it's always working. Always, right? The physical body needs time to rest, right? Needs some sleep, or whatever the case may be. We talk about resting and sleeping. This allows your light body more of an opportunity to take over, because now you're not here so much. You're not thinking or trying or controlling, which when you do that, you're not allowing your light body to do its job. You're making it harder. Now you're in this battle, right? Now you're in this competition. Now you're like, unstable and balanced out of your core. And so allowing yourself to go through that process, right? Of resting more, sleeping more, getting super tired. It's going to be the reason, one of the reasons why we're so tired and so exhausted is because of all the weight we've been carrying, right? And as your body gains more consciousness of just how heavy things have been, it just plummets. Like it just completely, it gets it gets more tired. The reason why we weren't as tired is because our carbon-based body, which is the ego, was feeding off of that, off of its own darkness, and was feeding off of that. It feeds off of these lower frequencies. But when you start to open up, when you start to become more aware, the body starts to open up and release all of these things. And so your ego linear mind does not have the fuel it once had. And so you're just like completely out, completely exhausted, no energy. You'll go through void spaces, no desire, no motivation, all of these different things. That's when you allow more of your light to come through. That's when you start to open up to deeper levels of integration, deeper levels of anchoring, like all of these different things, right? And so, really allowing everything, allowing yourself to, I'm going to again keep it super simple, go back to the breath so that you can allow your light body to do everything that it is trying to do multidimensionally. And this is also part of the reason why it's like, this is also why we get so tired sometimes. It's because the body is doing so many things, not just inside of us. Like, yes, inside of us, but like inside of us, we carry the whole universe, and we carry all the energies and all the frequencies of everything that of other aspects we've lived. And so it's massive. When we're awake and we're doing all of these things at the beginning, it's very hard for the light body to do everything that it is trying to do. So this is another reason why we just get flattened, and we have to rest so much, and we have to keep sleeping so much, because your light body is working multidimensionally to clear all of these things, to do all of these things. And it cannot allow the linear mind to interfere so much anymore. So it will take you down. Sleeping, resting, doing nothing is part of this process. And I know that other people are like on the opposite end of the spectrum too, right? Other people are like, I can't sleep, I'm wide awake. And this is also part of a lot of things shifting in the body. You will go through polar opposite experiences where you just cannot wake up and you just sleeping all day. And then there's the opposite where it's like, I have no sleep, I cannot sleep, I'm awake I'm awake for most of the day or whatever. And that's also normal too. It just depends on what your body is doing. Depends on the phase. It depends on what is highest. And yes, it's also going to be uncomfortable, right? Everything to the ego, everything that occurs in this process is very uncomfortable to the ego linear mind. Doesn't understand it, right? It fights this. It tries to control. it tries to go back to the old, not realizing that everything that's happening is actually to integrate it back. So again, just allowing yourself to open up, allowing yourself to become a little bit more okay with not knowing, letting go of the need to know. And I know I've talked about this, letting go of the need to know, letting go of the need to have all the information right here, right now, letting go of how you used to live, right? Letting go of your old realities, letting go of your old lives, letting go of your old selves, letting go of old mentalities, old beliefs, so I think I said old ways, because everything shifts. Everything is meant to shift. Everything is meant to change. Even for some of us, after, or however long you've been here, I'm sure there's also been many changes throughout. And that's also very normal too. Like, there's so many things that change because that is the normal, natural rhythm of energy. Things move, things change, things shift all the time. And that's also very uncomfortable for the ego linear mind. Right? Not knowing, not having this, not having the ability to control my day anymore, not being able to have a lot of things figured out, not being able to live within the protection mechanisms that I used to live. It's extremely uncomfortable. And by the way, we're all going through levels of that. We're all going to have to go through that. We're all going through it at some level, right? Letting go of the need to know and desire to know the future is very challenging for me. It's quite normal for all of us. You're definitely not alone here. Letting go of knowing that our basic needs are going to be met, right? Not knowing where or how our basic needs are going to be met, where the support's going to come from, because all of our lives we've had to rely on our linear mind consciousness, linear mind knowing. All of our lives we've been in this survival mode, right? Trying to survive, trying to plan ahead, right? All of our lives we've been in this energy, and it's been very comfortable to be in this energy, even in the trauma. It's it and it's I mean, this is just how it is, and it might be a little bit like, whoa, but trauma has become part of the norm for all of us at some level. Trauma and pain became what was comfortable, it became safe. At some level, it even was like part of the entertainment and pleasure that we continued. Letting go, surrendering, and being in this trust is difficult. Part of why it's so difficult, there's many reasons, but part of why it's difficult is because of the level of disconnect that we've had to God, source, universe, creator, this higher aspect of ourselves. Um, because at some level we don't see, we have not perceived ourselves as good enough, worthy enough, deserving of enough. We, at some level, do not believe that we can or deserve to be supported. So a lot of fear comes up, right? This is part of our need to control, because at some level we do not believe that things are going to be easy, or things are going to come through for us. And so we believe that we need to make things happen for ourselves, because God, source, universe is not going to do it for us. It's not going to gift us. It's not going to support us, because deep inside we do not feel like we've done enough, like we've suffered enough, like we've whatever enough to be supported. And so working through deeper layers of that lack, working through deeper layers of where do I not feel, like where, because when we talk about, God, source, universe, like this is an aspect of yourself, okay? So where do you feel like you as source, God, universe won't support your human self? Where inside of you have, where inside of us have we become so deeply disconnected that we would not support ourselves? We would not care for ourselves. We would abandon ourselves. We're willing to, just punish ourselves. And that's for all of us a really deep one to just go into, and just allow things to flow. When you're ready, you're going to dive deeper into that. When you feel that something in your external is doing something in the bigger scope of things, you will always be connected to everything that is perceived to be outside. So in that connection to that thing you perceive to be outside of you, where are you allowing this? Where are you doing this to you? Where are you creating this for yourself? Again, going back to, where do you not believe, or where would you not support yourself? Where would you not support your inner child, scared child, abandoned child? Where would you not embrace this aspect? Because you think that she, misbehaved, wasn't a good boy, or good girl, or didn't do this or didn't do that. This is inner child, by the way. Inner child feeling unloved, feeling not supported, because somewhere inside it feels like it didn't do what it needed to do. So somewhere this inner child does not believe that mom and dad is going to love him or her, is not going to support him or her. Right? And so just opening up to that a little bit more, feeling a little bit more into that. A lot of what's happening in the body is a lot of inner child stuff. Tons of inner child stuff. Tons of hurt and trauma. Talked a little bit about that in the last video, of like all of these different things that are opening up our trauma base, like they're part of this really deep heaviness that we've experienced. And a lot of the things we didn't experience it in this physical body, which is part of the multidimensionality of your body, is that your body might be going through this, or you might be feeling this because the trauma it's holding on to, but this trauma you didn't even go through this trauma in this body. It's other bodies, other aspects, other existences. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if it doesn't make any sense. What matters is that you open up so that you can connect a little bit deeper, so that you can connect a little bit more to the worlds inside of you that are still imbalanced, that are still living from trauma, that are still distorted. We have worlds inside of us, right? It's huge. That's big, because we are big, because we are everything, right? We're the whole universe. It's a process. It does take time. There's many phases to this. You will go through, oh my God, will this ever end? This is too much. Like, you will go through breaking points. And those are all also really, really important to open up, and really important to, just feel and honor. You will go through everything, and nothing's going to make any sense. Nothing's going to make your ego, nothing is going to make your ego comfortable. It's going to trigger a lot of emotions, and that's where that's the ego. The ego is your emotional heaviness. I'm not talking about like happy emotion, or like those to me, the way that I see those is, this is your essence. You as light, you have the essence of peace, you have the essence of joy, you have the essence of happiness, you have this essence. Yes, we sometimes describe them as an emotion, but in this case, the emotion that I'm referring to are the heavy ones, the ones that are really heavy, the ones that are distorted, the ones that are lower vibrational frequency, because that's the density in the body, right? And so just allowing yourself to remember, right? Write these down, if you need to, if you feel the guidance to, because you always need to have those. I feel like it will support you to have those reminders of, like, okay, whatever you feel, you forget, whatever you feel like you need a little bit more reminder of. This is your higher self. Your higher self is always reminding you. But again, the level of disconnect, it's been so huge that it's just so easy to forget. It's so easy to be in the body. I mean, it's so easy to escape the body. It's not so easy to always be in the body, because the body is holding on to all these traumas. The body is holding to all these all the heaviness. And so we automatically want to escape it. This is our survival mechanism in action, where it's like we feel like we can't survive inside the body because the body's holding on to so much trauma that we just escape, and we just want to go. We just want to leave the body. And so again, it's normal. It's just that we have to become more and more aware of when this happens. What triggers this kind of response? Can I open myself a little bit more to being with this aspect that doesn't want to be here, that doesn't want to feel, that doesn't want to open up? Can I open up a little bit more? Can I feel this a little bit more? Can I sense this a little bit more, right? Can I breathe a little bit more? Interesting song coming through. Um, so I've been talking for I don't know how long. If there's anything that you guys would like to share as far as any light body experience, I know we've shared a little bit. You guys have shared a little bit. The lower back, such a huge one for all of us. The lower back, sciatica, hips. There's a lot of density here. There's a lot of old anchored. Hi, welcome Lilith. Um, this will be up, so you guys will be able to listen to the replay. I will be leaving some of them up. A lot of stuff in the hips. The stomach's also going through quite a bit of stuff. Been hearing people going through some discomfort in the area, going through some flushing. A lot of things do get processed in the stomach, right? And so opening up to all that the body is clearing and cleansing, right? Heart, there's also a lot of like heart expansion, heart opening up. When your heart starts to open, there is going to be discomfort. There is going to be a layer of sensible pain, right? Physical pain. Lots of emotions may be opening up too, also with the womb space. Talked a little bit about throat, lots of throat, mouth, also stuff going on, teeth, head expansion. Any time you guys are going through physical pain, okay, I want to open you up to there's a clearing going on and there's an expansion going on. Your body is expanding and it will hurt a little bit, just like when you're growing and your bones are stretching. It hurts, right? It's a little bit painful for some of us, maybe not all of us, but there's an expansion going on, and in that expansion more things are able to clear, right? So we have like a bigger circle for more things to come up, and which allows more things to be cleared. So it's a clearing and it's an expansion. It's many other things, but just to kind of keep it simple, and to open you up to your body is doing these things. Can you open up a little bit to this process? Can you allow more of this process to occur? Can you breathe through this process so that you can surrender a little bit more, so that you can let go of a little bit more? You can let go a little bit more and let go of a little bit more heaviness. All of these different things, the joints, it's a lot of cracking. I know you guys have mentioned there's a lot of popping, there's a lot of weird sounds, weird noises, there's a lot of interesting sensations too, that I've also been kind of noticing with my body and just sensing more. The expansiveness, the floatiness, floaty feeling when you're like up in the clouds and feeling very ungrounded. It's actually part of you expanding. And the biggest thing to remember is that it's okay. Can you allow yourself to breathe? Can you allow yourself to consciously breathe through this experience so that you don't go back to wanting to hold on, wanting to go back down to the lower realms, wanting that safety and security of feeling the ground. The ground becomes your body. And so, as you become more conscious of your body, as you become more anchored in the body, you're going to feel more, you're going to feel safer, I guess, in a way, or you're going to feel more supported. You're going to feel supported even while you're this big and super expanded and super floaty and super dizzy sometimes. This is you going up. This is you expanding. This is you reaching higher realms, higher dimensions inside of your body. There's so many things with that. There's so many things that happen, and that does happen quite a bit. You will feel like you're actually high. You will feel like you're actually drunk. You will feel very high because you're literally up higher up in the clouds because you're ascending. Your light is very expansive. So the more you anchor more light, the more you expand. Remembering that your light expands and is not bound to anything, which means it has no cords, it has no attachments. So as you expand, you're not going to have that normal, let me grab on, right? Let me feel safe. Because your light does not hold on to anything. Your light just moves and floats and flies, right? And so you're going to be kind of wobbly. And it takes a moment to adjust. It takes some time to get kind of a little bit more situated, get a little bit more used to. Allow the necessary time to pass by. So yesterday, when I took this very relaxing, it was a supplement that I took. I immediately felt it, but it took a while to like, for the whole body to like absorb it, and then it was like, whoa. So I had to lay down, right? I had to be horizontal. Again, I wasn't as dizzy as the first time. The first time was like, again, it was a huge Merkaba activation, and it was just like, oh my God, I can't even walk. I can't even get out of bed because it's super dizzy. How to walk very slow, how to be very present, which is part of the reason why I'm talking like this right now too. Everything kind of slows down, and yet it's speeding up at the same time. So when your light when you allow more light, when you absorb more light, integrate more light, your light spins so fast that everything becomes more still inside. And yet the reason why you feel dizziness is because your energy field is starting to spin a little bit faster. And so while your physical reality may not be moving, you will feel like it is. You'll feel like you're in a boat and you're like, whoa, everything's moving, and yet it's your energy field. And so, again, just opening up and honoring this, letting your body acclimate. That's one of the biggest things. Allowing your light body to acclimate to these higher frequencies, right? Allowing your body to continually clear and cleanse these lower vibrational frequency, lower dimensional spaces, so that you can allow your body to shift dimensionally, to shift in vibration, to hold more light, and to have like this new level, like be in a new, have like a new standard, because you do have these higher levels of standards, right? The moment, like as your body continues to integrate and clear and do all of these different things, you're going to be able to hold more light. You're going to be able to hold that higher level of consciousness, and that begins like a whole new process within itself of being able to, okay, now how do I exist through this level of consciousness? What do I do in this level of consciousness? How do I experience my reality? How do I allow, how do I breathe? How do I talk? How do I eat? Like all of these different things change because you're at a new level, right? A new state of consciousness. And that will not conform to the old ways, how you were living before, right? So many things to just open up to. There's obviously much more things to expand into, but probably going to leave it within this. Probably going to leave leave it to another class. I think I probably let's see. I feel like I did cover what I wanted to cover. Um, keep reminding yourself, keep opening up, keep breathing, keep it super simple. That's one of my biggest things. Keep it super, super, super simple. The linear mind gets caught up in the information, wanting to know right here, right now, feeling things, wanting to feel a certain way and not feel this. This is no longer about controlling anything. You do not want to control from this aspect. You do not want to control. You want to allow. You want to breathe. You want to be more inside of your body, because now as more of the light body gets activated and you become multidimensional, you have access to so much more. You're capable of doing so much more. You get to experience a whole different reality and a whole different world, and so many different things that were not accessible at a carbon-based body. Like your carbon-based body cannot access all that you are, cannot access new earth, cannot access its own soul. Your carbon-based body is geared to just keep you in separation, keeps you in this lower realm, lower frequency. Your carbon-based body has this very limited reach. And so for every single one of us, our light body has been activated. More of our light is now here. More of our light is now accessible. Your light is everything. Your light is what connects you to everything. Your light is what is able to liberate you and free you from the lower realms of hell. Everything is here. Hell, heaven, purgatory, like everything is here. And we've been living in it for so long without having a clue. And so now as we continue to open up, now as the body continues to open up and release and clear and cleanse, we are able to no longer experience the physical realm of hell in the same way. Now we get to go deeper inside the body to clear those lower realms. Now we get to go deeper inside so that our bodies become free, so that our bodies expand, so that our bodies can ascend, so that we can experience a whole different world, a whole different reality with just completely different, new, magical experiences. Now, the experience in itself doesn't make it new or old. It's the level of consciousness in which you are perceiving that experience. So just kind of to bring that up a little bit. You're welcome. Thank you all for being here. I'm just wrapping things up a little bit. And I see this from experience too, because I was also kind of caught up in like, oh, this experience is part of the old world. This experience or this thing or this location even, this person even. They're all old 3D or whatever. But it goes beyond that. It's about how you're perceiving it. It's about what you're perceiving, how you're perceiving based on your level of consciousness. So as you continue to expand in consciousness, as you continue to open up your perception, the experience itself doesn't make it 3D or even 5D. It's your own level of consciousness, how you're perceiving that experience, that thing, that person, that reality, that binds it to that dimension. So there will be experiences to go through. There will be different things in our reality to open up to. And the more we open up our mind, we expand our consciousness and see how things support us, you're automatically going to shift that experience into a higher experience, and you're going to be experiencing it from a whole different lens in a whole different way. As soon as you open yourself up to how is this supporting? How is this a supportive experience? You automatically open your door, open the door to, you open the door so that that experience can up up level you, can expand you. The moment that you start to realize that an experience, a reality, a thing, a person, etc., supports your soul, is the moment that you allow yourself to experience it through higher realms of consciousness. Like you get to experience it. You get to experience 5D and above. Because 5D and above is super supportive. It's light supportive. It supports your light. It supports your soul. So the moment that you open up to, oh, okay, I'm starting to see how this experience, reality, person, whatever, is supporting me. Yeah, it may be super triggering and it may just push all my buttons, but it's allowing me the opportunity to feel something that I did not get to feel before. It's making me more aware of this. It's making me more conscious. It's opening up my heart. It's opening up all of these different things. Oh, okay. Right? You start to see the roles, the purposes. Automatically, your consciousness rises. Automatically, you start to experience this from a higher realm. You're no longer in 3D. You're no longer, well, 4D is debatable because 4D is, it's almost like 4D is like 3D and 5D. You're more aware of 3D and 5D, but yet you physically, your whole physical body hasn't fully anchored it. So we will go through, in 4D, you will experience both. You will experience the heaviness, right, of 3D. And you will also experience the lightness, the beauty, the magic of 5D. Once you start to go deeper in the body and go through deeper layers of your physical body clearing, you're going to experience deeper levels of 3D in energy, like in energetic, physical, emotional inside. And you're also going to experience more of your physical 5D and above world. So it's a really interesting passageway that, by the way, we're all going through, regardless of anything. We've all entered 4D. We've all entered this kind of new level, new dimension. And so the reason why it gets really intense and somewhat tough is because the physical clearing of your 3D, third dimensional hell level of consciousness is super deep, super heavy, very traumatic. And so all of those things are going to continually open up so that you can feel them, so you can sense them, so that your body is no longer attached to them. Your body is no longer anchored to them. Your body is now starting to anchor more to your light, right? And so as you expand in light, as you open up, you get to go deeper and you get to feel deeper levels of your hell. But at the same time, you open up more doors to experience more of your heaven. Right here. Right here. The moment you close your eyes, open your heart, feel your light, feel that love, feel that peace. You have entered into your heaven. We are meant to experience this right here. And so you will have both experiences, right? Feeling this pure love, this pure light, this pure peace. But we also have to dive deeper into, right, more of the deep, dark density that is held inside of us. And so here we are in that uh, very powerful journey for each and every single one of us. So, with that, my voice is about to shut down. I want to say thank you again for being here. Thank you for everyone that was able to join us live. I will leave this up. I will be writing a little bit more for you guys. If you would like to be included, I will be posting them in the event page on Facebook. If you're not on Facebook, then I will be posting them on Patreon. And so you can find me at patreon.com/coachsamrod. Once it finished processing, I will be putting the description. I will be putting it in the description so you can access it. All right. With that, thank you so much for being here. Sending you tons of love, huge hugs, and I'll see you guys next time. It's scheduled for tomorrow, so I'll see you guys. For those that are able to join us, we'll see you tomorrow. Take care.